Ryan with Miss.Geek here, and in this episode of Hey, What Does This Part Do? We're going to install the low-pass filter toroids on the QDX. So this is the QDX revision 3. In the last video, we installed this thing, and the video before that, we installed this thing, and in the videos before that, we installed all these things, and these things, and these things. What do they do? Read the manual. Seriously, though, we're going to get all these toroids installed. I marked that that took. Actually, I'm gonna remark that. I marked that it's installed. I marked that it took 20 minutes to install this, but honestly, I probably spent 5 minutes explaining what these are. So let's knock that down to 15 minutes for that one. So that's 2 hours and we'll say just 2 hours and 5 minutes. There we go. Now, these are T37-2s. These are T37-6s. Toroidal inductors, I think they're 0.37 inches or something like that. I always forget the measurement. And pretty sure they are 0.37 inches. And then the metal type is -6. This metal type is -2. Make sure I got that right. Yeah, -2 is red. So these are -2. -6s are yellow. So these are the -6s. These are the -2s. So we have to put a certain number of turns on each one. Now, there's a chart on page 26 of the manual, so you should be reading that. That says how long the wires should be for each one of these. That way we make sure we have enough wire, we're not cutting random lengths. So we're going to start with part number L2, which is a T37-2. This T37-2 is 24 turns, and that wire length is going to be 36 centimeters. So what I'm going to do, 36 centimeters is just over 14 inches, according to the notes that I made beforehand, so you don't have to listen to me doing conversions. So I'm going to cut about just over 14 inches of this thin wire here. I contemplated cutting all these wires beforehand, but hey, it says real time, so we're doing this in real time. So 14 inches, that's close enough, for about 14 and a half inches here. All right, so we're going to go with right hand winding, just as we did previously, which means I'm going to cheat by sticking this end through. There's one turn. Oh, sorry, I don't think I showed that. I cheated by sticking this end through, and bam, there's one turn. That way, there's no reason to put the whole thing through it. So this one's going to be 24 turns. So there's 1, 2, 3, 'Remember to snug them down. There's 3, 4, 5, 6. If they overlap like that, go back, do it again. Okay. And there's 6. 7, 8, 9, 13. Halfway there. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. Fix that. And 21. 22. And 23. And 24. All right, now, a lot of people get stuck, or they start worrying at this point. How to remember which one goes where? This was the one with 24 turns. Should I mark it? Should I put it in a bag? Should I count it every time before I go to install it? Well, I have a really easy solution for this. This one is L2. It's 24 turns. You just watch me put 24 turns on it. So I'm going to cut that a little bit short there. And I'm going to go to the board. And L2 is in this position right here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put an L2 right there. And if I really want to, oh heck, you know what? There's a surefire way to make sure that you never have to worry about what's what. Okay, there's one, and here's the other. Okay, there's that. And oh, that is not as pretty as I was hoping that would be. That one kind of fell through. That is totally my fault. So what we're gonna do is gonna have to kind of do this one again. Pull this through. And a lot of solder is on the other side, unfortunately. So you can see the mess I created for myself there. All that solder is on the other side. This is an easy fix. This is gonna look dramatic. See that? All that solder right there? This is gonna look dramatic. I promise it's not that big of a deal. We're gonna warm it up. And actually, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna warm it up and got stuck under this diode. There we go. There's a little bit of stray on the board, but it's not going to cause a problem. So let's do this one more time. I need more solder because that got a little bit warm. Okay, now I can smell the enamel, so we should be good. And of course, we need to test that with meter. So what we're gonna do, it's the auto shut off. We can see where these traces go. This one goes here, this one goes here. So we're going to test one probe here and another here. Continuity, beautiful. And so let's give it a snip and another snip. And although this solder over here doesn't look that pretty, it is functional. So, but I'm gonna try to make it look a little nicer than that. And it's just gonna warm it up. There we go. Okay, L2 is done. And this is the part where I do jazz hands to try to get my blood flowing in my fingers again. And so the next one, I'm gonna do L6 next, which is the position above this right here. L6 is 26 turns. Oh, okay, I thought for some reason I thought L2 had the most turns. L6 is 26 turns, and that's 39 centimeters of wire. So let's get out 39 centimeters of wire. 39 centimeters of wire is 15.5 inches. So let's. So I have a inches marked out on the edge of my desk. So I'm just going to use that. So 15.5. Go. That's this many. So now we're gonna do 26 turns. So again, we're trying to do it with what they call right hand turns. So we're gonna stick this through and over. That's turn number 1. Again, this one is 26 turns. That's number 1, number 2. Number 3. It's hitting my finger. Okay, that was number 3. This is number 4. Number 5. Make sure we're snugging them up as we go. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oops, 20. Go. 21. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. So there's 26 turns. All right. So it's going to be L6. And jazz hands again. Jazz hands again, I mean to say. And if you can hear meowing, which you may or may not be able to hear, that's my cat in another building in my house, because this is an outbuilding. And she can hear me talking to you all. And she probably wants food or something, and I will feed her when we're done. She has food, but, you know, cats. Just because a cat has food does not mean it is satisfied. All right, so we'll pop this here and this here. So bring it up in here. So there's the first one, and the second, and try to get these in here. Try something a little different here. There we go. Okay, so I've tightened these in by pulling them this direction, which should work nicely. So notice I'm not having to worry about like what this one is called. I just know the position it's supposed to go into. So this was L6, and L6 goes in that position because it says L6 on the board. So L4, L2, 3, 4, and then 6, 8, and 6, 8, and 10 right here. So, all right, let's go ahead and burn this in. There's that one, and this. Okay. Just as with the previous one, what I'd like to do is identify where these go and then test continuity from those points. So for this one, it looks like this pad connects either here or here. And this pad connects either here or here. So let's get continuity checking again. Get my leads. I'm gonna try to hold this up and show you at the same time what I'm talking about. I don't know if it'll work. So this one goes there. This one goes here, I think. Not getting any continuity. Maybe try putting the board down so I can actually like scrape these a little bit here. And it's because my tester is not, there we go. All right, so first, okay, so I'm not getting any continuity from here to here though, so let's do that again. This is why we check, right? And when I look at it, I think this one's not very good. So we're gonna warm that up a bit more. I'm not gonna add solder to it, just gonna heat it. And on the other side, you can see it's already got plenty of solder on it. It kind of went through it instead of, so I can actually just heat it from this side. And gravity brought it through to the other side for me. Yay. Yeah, you can see that did its job there. Okay, let's check continuity once more. Just between those two, yeah, just between the two leads of the actual toroid, and still nothing. So maybe it's the other one that's the problem. See how this is going to save so much troubleshooting later by doing this now. Based on the smell of this one, I'm pretty sure it had some enamel on it. Okay, that's better. All right, so now we should be able to go from here to here and here. Yep. Yep. So we've got continuity in those places where the traces go. So we are done with L6. So snip and snip. All right, now the next one is going to be L3, which is 18 turns on one of the yellow cores. And L3 is 29 centimeters. So and 29 centimeters is 11.41 inches, according to the Googles. And so I'm just gonna cut roughly 11 and a half inches off of this mess. And my poor desk here it's actually worn off quite a bit. So I'm just gonna measure it out. There it is, 11 and a half inches. And these are all cut long, by the way. You know, I'm sure you noticed I've had to cut a fair amount off of each one. So Hans has made it so that you will have extra, which is good. All right, so this one's gonna be 18 turns. So we'll start with turn number 1. Done. All right, there. There's turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oops, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do 20, and we'll call this one L8. How's that? There's 19, 8, there's 18, 19, and 20. All right. So we call this one L8 instead. And rest the fingers for a minute. All right, so L8 is this guy right here. I don't like how that first one's not real tight, but it'll, first one's not as tight as I would like. This one right here. Okay, let's try this again. All right, put this one here. And here. Pull them through. All right, so there, that's in, that's L8. Oops, dropping things here. Butterfingers. All right. And go ahead and just install it. What I'm gonna do here. I wonder if Hans designed the QDX to fit perfectly within the confines of the circumference of the QRP Labs mug top. Hans, if you're watching this, that was pretty slick. All right. That way we can bring it up a little bit closer to you. There in the camera. All right, let's. This is quite convenient, actually. All right, you can see the enamel burning there. You probably notice I like to heat up the wire before I hit soldering, before I start soldering it. The wire and the board. And you can see the enamel burning off. You get that smoke. All right, now, this sure is going to make the next step a lot easier because it's right up in my teeth already. And that is, yes, of course, checking the continuities right here to here. We have continuity. And then from here, because you can see there's continuity, and there, continuity. You can see there's that little trace right there. So, yep, we got it. Easy peasy, no big deal. All right, so the next one is going to be, let's see, that one was L8. The next one will be L3. So L3, again, I'm just looking at the same page. L3 is 18 turns, and that's the one that we were going to do a minute ago, 29 centimeters, which was 11 and a half inches. So let's measure another 11.5 inches here. Of course, the extra half an inch doesn't make that big of a difference, but we're going to do what the manual says because the manual is smarter than we are. Well, it's smarter than I am. I won't assume about you, but you're watching the video, so, I don't know. It's up to you. All right. That's about right. Ish. All right, so we have 18 turns to go. Again, starting right-hand turn, so put this in. There's turn 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Halfway there. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. Come on. Don't want them overlapping. And 18. Okay, so we've got that. And what I say this was L3. L3 goes right here. So let's install L3. There's one lead. There is 2 leads. And we'll pull these leads through. Get them nice and tight. There we go. And then put it on our PCB holder. Very, very handy. I think I'm gonna have to post this on the group. I'll take a picture of this. And the ultimate PCB holder. All right, and if you're not sure which group I'm talking about the QRP Labs groups.io group, which you should totally be on if you're not already. All right, so I'm going to heat up the wire and the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add some solder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Excuse me. All right, stifling a sneeze there. All right, so that's that. Let's do this one. Clean that tip off. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm putting some pressure on that, by the way. Not just... Oops, I got talking. I was definitely putting some pressure on that to get the heat into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay. Now let's check our continuity. And I always check my leads, make sure that they're working. And we'll go from here to here first. And that's a negative. Let's try it from here to here, just make sure. And one of these didn't go real well. So let's reheat one and try it. Let's go into this other one here. Feeling I need more solder, but I'm trying not to inundate them with solder just because. Oh, there we go. And yeah, there we go. Did not need more solder, just needed more heat. Okay, so Snippity snip. And on to the next. The next is going to be L4, which is 11 turns. And then there's going to be L10, which is 13 turns. So L4 is 20 centimeters. So I'm going to basically cut two 22 centimeter ones here at the same time. So 22 centimeters. We're going to go with 8.5 inches. So I'm going to do 8.5 inches twice here, because these are so close. I'm not really that worried about how accurate they are. So there's 8.5. Let me just do 9. There's 9. And there's more than enough to do more than that. I still look at, so there's 9 right there. Actually, that's 18 inches right there. So we're gonna have that much left over. Like I said, hand supplies plenty in the kits, so it's pretty nice. All right, so I've got that. I just folded it in half and snip. Done. All right. So the first one is going to be 11 turns. That's going to be L4. And then 13 turns is L10. So let's not worry about the number of turns at the moment, or the designation rather, but let's just go with 11 turns. There's 1, 2, 3. I do on battery here. We're doing okay. Checking my phone battery here. There's 3 turns. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And 11. Shoot, let's go all the way for 13. 12. And 13. There. Okay. And we'll try to spread these out a bit more evenly. More even distribution here. Even-ish. Okay, so there. Now that's 13. So this is L10. We'll just cut this a bit short here. And L10 on the board goes right here. So get L10 put in its place. Let's go ahead and do L4 real quick, since it was that easy. L4 is going to be 11 turns, starting with turn number 1. And by the way, one of the sides of these toroids is not painted. It does not matter which one you start with. Okay, there's 1. Going for 11 turns. 1. I'm telling myself this, not you, because I got to get it all straight in my head. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Every time I talk, my cat meows. 7, 8, 9, 10, this one wants to be finicky. I think I overlap. Did I overlap that one? Yeah. Okay, there we go. 10. One more. Last one. For 11. Now there is one more inductor after this, but we're not doing that in this video. So there's all 11 turns of that. Let me just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Great. And trim it. And there's only one spot left for this to go, and it's here in L4, which is 11 turns. So let's pop this in here, and that one in there, and pull. All right, so are these positioned about right? Yeah, about right. That one could have been tighter, but oh well. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 to solder in. So let's put them on our holder. Grab the soldering iron, and we'll be done with these in no time. So what I'm doing here is positioning these so that I can get the tip right onto the wire. And I'll hold that for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Melt the solder in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. Next is going to be this one. Do the exact same process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right. Now, do we have continuity? Let's check. So first thing is we're going to check continuity between each toroid. We do have it there. And let's see. I'm not getting any here. Let's rewarm that. Maybe just try rewarming it first. And, you know, I'm just not seeing a lot of solder on this one. I feel like I maybe didn't add enough. Or it all went through the other side, and I'm just too lazy to check it right now. Yeah, that went straight through the other side. Okay, well, let's check our continuities and see how we did on the second round. I think I said the first one was fine. Yep. Yep. So we should have continuity all the way from here to here. And scrape off some of that. Right? Should have it from here to here too, but yeah, there we go. I really feel like there's not good continuity right there. Maybe. Let me take a closer look at these traces. Yeah, my cat's having a heart attack over there. So I was looking for continuity from here to here, and then subsequently from here to here. So I'm really looking from here through here all the way over to here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scrape this a little bit. I already scraped this one up a little bit. Meter turning off. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. All right, I'm just overthinking it. And that's because I'm getting tired and we're done. So we're going to trim these flush. And let's see, I'm going to miss that one. So we'll trim that and this. All right, so if I weren't doing a video, I think I probably would have stopped about 20 minutes ago because I actually just got really tired and I realized it's almost midnight my time. So, yeah, I'm pretty pooped out, frankly. But everything looks really good. Yeah, everything is looking pretty darn good there. So, nothing to complain about. And I think one of the things I was looking at is actually a resistor and not a trace. Yeah. Yep, that's a resistor, not a trace. So here I was trying to get that out of a resistor. That might be why I should have stopped earlier. So I just warmed up the solder on one side of that resistor, and yep, that's solder, not a trace. So warm that up. So I'm just checking, going through this here. All right, so everything is looking really good. That's all the inductors. This took 56 minutes. We'll say 55 minutes to do all of them. So that's going to be low pass filter inductors, and that took 55 minutes. That's on top of 2 hours and 5 minutes, so we're at the 3-hour mark. So you can get to this point right here. You fix this here. There we go. You can get to this point right here in 3 hours if you're work at the same pace that I did so far. But split it up. Don't do as I just did. I definitely wouldn't do all 6 of these and this in one sitting like I just did. You'll see 2 videos, but for me, this is one sitting. So the next steps, I believe the next step is going to be trifilar toroid T2. So that one's going to be fun. That one won't take nearly as long as any of these, or as all of these did, but that's going to go over here, and that'll be next. We'll do that probably in the next couple days. So keep an eye out for that installment. And then after that, let's look ahead. Right? We'll get that installed. And then, then we're getting darn near close to done. So it's moving right along. So basically we have this transformer here, the LED, the edge connectors, and then some actual just stuff to finish it off. And like this, and by the way, if you don't like this one's a bit wobbly, right? They're all just a little bit wobbly. Once I've tested this, and once I have confirmed all this is correct, I'm going to be coming back through this and just loading up a bunch of hot glue here. Because once it's built, we shouldn't have to go back to it, right? So, once I confirm operation and make sure that everything works properly on all bands, 80, 40, 30, and 20, at least into a dummy load, and I get something out of all of them, then I'm going to just hot glue them all so that they don't move around. That way when I take it portable, if I take it portable, which I probably will, I don't have to worry about these things rattling around and, breaking a wire or something from fatigue. So anyway, that's where we're at. And we just noticed a little spur of solder right there. It's solid on there too, so maybe I don't need to worry about it. Yep, we're good. Overthinking it. Shutting down for the night. Thank you so much for watching. If you've gotten this far, oh my gosh, you are really dedicated to watching this video. So and if you've got this far and haven't subscribed, what's wrong with you? So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, and we'll get this toroidal transformer installed. See you then. Take care. 73.